My cherished child, this evening something profound has shifted within your former partner, a realization they never anticipated. An internal turmoil has emerged that they can no longer suppress. They attempted to portray walking away from you as a triumph, as if creating distance equated to liberation. Yet, every time they close their eyes, they are confronted with the moment they lost the only individual who truly grasped the unspoken dimensions of their being. Although they are not sharing this with anyone, your name resonates within them, a haunting echo they cannot escape. They replay moments with you as if they are secret films, trying to persuade themselves they are all right. But each pulse of their heart betrays this facade. They sense a significant change occurring in your life, something you have yet to reveal publicly. This fear, of being replaced, of missing their last opportunity, has transformed into a silent strife that is gradually unraveling them from the inside. They perceive you rising, healing, and becoming someone beyond reach. This realization hits them harder than any heartache they have previously feigned to endure. Pay close attention, for this is where the genuine truth begins. Your ex is grappling with two conflicting aspects of themselves. One part yearns to reach out, while the other is consumed by the terror that you have already moved beyond their grasp. They find themselves typing messages, only to delete them repeatedly. Their pride is crumbling, but the weight of their guilt is overwhelming. The world perceives them as composed and unbothered, yet internally, they are quaking at the thought that they may have misjudged your worth. That they may have walked away from the very person that destiny consistently tried to illuminate for them. There is a reason they experience restlessness at night and a reason your energy continues to draw them in, even during your silence. They realize that what they've lost transcends mere companionship. It was a future, a sense of direction, a stability they may never replicate. Now that your availability is no longer what it once was, they are beset by questions without clear answers, doubts that linger, and regrets that awaken them in the dead of night as if karma were exacting a toll. Here lies the unexpected twist of their plight. Their internal conflict is no longer solely about you. It has evolved into a confrontation with the truths they sought to bury. They understand that every attempt to substitute, to compare, to distract themselves from you only serves to emphasize that no one can rival the depth you exuded effortlessly. Your qualities, patience, loyalty, energy, all things they previously took for granted, are now the very attributes they hunger for. They are frightened because they perceive you transforming, withdrawing, severing emotional ties they never envisioned you would break. Their hearts recognize that they can no longer access the version of you that once loved them without reservation. They understand that your luminosity is intensifying, your boundaries are reinforcing, and your silence resonates louder than any farewell could. This is the core of their internal conflict, the acknowledgement that losing you was not merely a mistake, it marked the inception of their awakening and the commencement of your transformation into someone they can no longer connect with as they once did. My beloved child, something monumental is unfolding at this moment. Your ex can feel your energy slipping from their grasp, triggering a panic they struggle to conceal. They sift through your photographs, past messages, and shared experiences, hoping to uncover some indication that you still hold them in your thoughts, yet all they uncover is silence. That silence is more devastating than any confrontation could ever be. As you grow more distant, their thoughts grow louder. They continuously ponder why they allowed their ego to prevail, why they gambled with a bond that is rare in a lifetime. They recognize that your silence is not devoid of emotion, it signals a transformation. Your aura is evolving, your path is shifting, and they perceive it as a warning they cannot ignore. While they feign contentment outwardly, their internal world disintegrates with every glimpse of you thriving on your own terms. However, stay with me closely, something profound is underway. Your ex has begun to recognize that the universe is favoring you, guiding your ascendance in ways they could never have anticipated. Each achievement you attain feels like a personal setback for them. With every elevation you experience, they plunge deeper into remorse. They watch your quiet strength and renewed luminance, absorbing the impact it has on them. They intuitively understand that you are evolving into someone they can no longer access. This realization gnaws at them. Their heart is torn between the desire to reach out and the urge to remain silent. But their fear supersedes their pride, a fear that you will respond with the same coldness they once directed at you. This fear is the battlefield upon which they fight each day. The most unsettling thought for them is that they recognize others are beginning to admire you, acknowledging your worth in ways they failed to. They see how your light draws in new energies, fresh opportunities, and new beginnings. For the first time, they are not only apprehensive about losing you, they are terrified of witnessing someone else cherish you in the ways they took for granted. This internal conflict is escalating into a tumult because they intuitively grasp that fate is aligning in your favor. You are elevating in such a manner that they comprehend the gravest error was not their actions, but rather in believing you would always remain close. My cherished child, your ex is perched at the precipice of their emotions while pretending to maintain control, even as their inner world disintegrates. They feel your silence more poignantly than any words you could have uttered. They sense your resurgence like an impending tempest, and this resurgence necessitates their confrontation with truths they have long evaded. They obsessively peruse your social media, striving to decode the source of your glow, your healing, your ascent, without reliance on them. With each hint of your progress, they are reminded of the precious things they relinquished. They feel you advancing, and an inner voice cautions them that if they do not confront their truth soon, someone else will undoubtedly value you as they should have. This fear, this shadow, this strain, it becomes the warfare that is tearing at their very being. They remain uncertain on how to liberate themselves from this turmoil. Hold on, before you delve further, remain with me for just a little longer. A transformation is occurring in your destiny, and your ex can sense it more intensely than they are willing to admit. The universe is guiding you toward a new direction, a renewed alignment, a more powerful version of yourself that surpasses who they once wronged. They witness your transformation and confidence blossoming into a form they never envisioned you could reclaim. This metamorphosis fills them with trepidation, for while you are healing, they are mired in regret, while you are gaining clarity, they are losing their way, while you find balance, they succumb to emotional chaos. They rehearse potential dialogues in their minds. Should I reach out? Will they even care? Will they respond? Each moment of hesitation intensifies their apprehension, the dread that you have progressed so far that they no longer occupy a place in your heart. Pause here with me. If this narrative resonates with you, consider sharing it with someone in need of this insight. Each moment you linger, another truth unfolds. Thus, the crux of their internal conflict becomes clear. They are acutely aware that your life is drawing in fresh energies, new opportunities, and individuals who recognize your inherent value instantly. Somewhere, someone has started to notice your strength, your healing, your singularity. Someone appreciates what your ex overlooked. And their recognition serves as the final blow to their pride. They are left feeling powerless as fate shifts in your favor, rather than theirs. They are helpless, acutely aware that they cannot dictate where your heart may wander next. The universe continuously presents them with signs that your story is changing. Dear child, I implore you to pay close attention. Your former partner is not directly opposing you. Instead, they are grappling with the painful truth that they lost someone whom they never truly appreciated. If these words resonate with you, allow your presence to be known. Share your energy, let the world witness your ascent. Remain engaged for the next part, as it may shatter the remaining fragments of their denial permanently. You see, your ex awakens each day burdened by an inescapable heaviness, for the silence that stands between you has become an unavoidable reflection of their actions. They once believed time would help them forget, but it has only intensified the memories they sought to suppress. They find themselves envisioning chances encounters with you, how they might respond, the words they would use, whether you would greet them with a smile or averted gaze. This apprehension of your indifference is consuming them. They never anticipated that one day you would maintain your composure while they spiraled out of control. Your radiance has transformed into a trigger for them, while your tranquility feels like their punishment. Each night, in the stillness, they confront the same grim reality. The person they once dismissed has become the very individual their soul aches for. However, this internal struggle has reached an unbearable crescendo. They have come to realize that you no longer respond to their energy as you once did. In the past, a simple gesture or message could pull you back. Now, nothing resonates. Your absence has created a barrier they cannot overcome. Their pride, which once served as armor, now feels like a strangling noose. They rehearse apologies they lack the courage to deliver and rewrite the past, yearning to alter even one choice. They replay your conversations, attempting to pinpoint the exact moment you slipped away. The harsh truth is, they can no longer place blame elsewhere. They are acutely aware of their actions and how they mistreated you. The guilt that once murmured softly now screams at them, a constant reminder of the bond they shattered. Meanwhile, fate is propelling them towards realizations they are ill-equipped to handle. They sense you are embarking on a new phase of life, one driven by emotional clarity. Your future beckons and does not include waiting on someone who disrespected your loyalty. The universe is aligning you with fresh opportunities, new connections, energies that nurture rather than deplete you. Deep down, your ex understands they are being left behind, not out of malice, but because your growth no longer accommodates the version of them that took you for granted. Their internal conflict has hit a tipping point. They are not merely losing you but the version of themselves that emerged only in your absence. As they navigate their silent battle, they experience growing discomfort. For every step you take toward healing drives them further into the shadows of regret. They never foresaw your silence holding such power. They never anticipated your absence weighing so heavily upon them. They could not have imagined becoming the one left waiting, observing, longing for a sign from you. And with each rise in your energy, they feel something within themselves crumble. They are bewildered by how swiftly you have transformed. The heart they once hurt now pulses with newfound strength and vitality. They scroll through reminders of you, questioning why they failed to appreciate the warmth you brought into their life. They are engaged in a battle with their own image, confronting the painful truth that they lost something irreplaceable. Yet, the aspect they cannot admit to anyone is that they perceive you evolving into someone they can no longer approach with the same confidence they once wielded. They thought you would always be accessible, ready to forgive, and understanding. Now, your silence feels like the gentle closing of a door, and your growth represents a chasm they cannot traverse. This realization shakes them to their core. They often experience moments where they almost reach out, nearly confessing their feelings or breaking their silence, but fear holds them back. Fear that you will not respond. Fear that your heart has shifted irrevocably. Fear that someone wiser, kinder, and more deserving has already stepped into your life. This fear is an unending battlefield, compelling them to confront the truth they have long evaded. Destiny compounds their struggle. They feel that someone has begun to take notice of you in ways they never did, someone drawn to your strength, your growth, your essence. The knowledge that your heart might open to another fuels your ex's silent turmoil. They feel powerless, unable to steer the course of your life. They are helpless before the universe's clear guidance, urging you onward rather than reverting to the past. In quiet hours, they confront the truth they dread most: your journey is progressing. Your spirit is expanding. Your path is ascending toward a future where they may exist only as a distant memory. It has become increasingly clear to your ex that pretense no longer suffices. Each mask they wore, be it confidence, indifference, or control, now reveals cracks, one silent hour at a time. They believe that keeping their distance would fortify them, but in reality, it has exposed every vulnerability they sought to conceal. They sense your energy slipping beyond their grasp, like sand through their fingers, leaving them powerless to stop it. They perceive shifts within you. They feel the strength enveloping your silence and recognize the healing found in your distance. Each part of them wrestles with the painful realization that you are no longer tethered to the version of themselves that they presented. They once sought to redefine your bond on their terms. Life is teaching them that you are now choosing yourself, according to your own conditions. This truth cuts deeper than any farewell they could have envisioned. Yet, this silent war is growing fiercer, as they sense you have emotionally ceased waiting for them. Their perception of your heart no longer responds as it once did. A single message, a fleeting memory, a brief gesture could previously disrupt your peace, now, nothing affects you. None of their tactics can instigate movement within you anymore. And this profound calm terrifies them. They gaze upon your radiance, your focus, your quiet ascent, and grasp the reality: you are now beyond their reach. They lack access to your energy, to your emotions, and to the depths of your inner world. You have turned this chapter quietly, without sound, without vengeance, and without bitterness. This silence resonates louder than any closure they could have anticipated. They replay the moments they once overlooked: your gentle voice, the loyalty embedded in your love, the patience in your heart, and each memory becomes a battle they inevitably lose. Now, fate is revealing the most daunting aspect of their struggle. The apprehension of being supplanted and missing their ultimate chance has evolved into a quiet struggle that is quietly disassembling them internally. They observe your ascent, your healing, and your transformation into someone seemingly unattainable. This truth strikes them harder than any sorrow they have pretended to endure in the past. It is crucial to note that your ex is contending with two conflicting elements within themselves. One side longs to reach out to you, while the other is paralyzed by the fear that you have already outgrown them. They find themselves composing messages, only to erase them repeatedly. Their pride is disintegrating, overwhelmed by an unbearable weight of guilt. To the outside world, they appear composed and unaffected, yet internally, they are shaken by the realization that they may have misjudged your value and perhaps walked away from the very person destiny had persistently illuminated for them. This restlessness they feel at night and the magnetic pull of your energy, even in silence, is significant. They recognize that what they have lost encompasses far more than mere companionship. It includes a future, direction, and a stability they may never replicate. With your unavailability now evident, they grapple with unanswerable questions, lingering doubts, and regrets that rouse them in the stillness of night as if karma were demanding a reckoning. The unexpected twist in their struggle is that the conflict is no longer solely about you. It has transformed into an encounter with the truths they sought to bury. They comprehend that every attempt to replace, compare, or distract themselves from you only serves to accentuate that no one can match the depth you naturally exuded. The traits they once took for granted, your patience, loyalty, and vibrant energy, are now the very qualities they crave. They are frightened by your transformation, your withdrawal, and the severing of emotional ties they never anticipated you would undertake. Their hearts acknowledge that they can no longer access the version of you who once loved them unreservedly. They see that your brightness is intensifying, your boundaries are strengthening, and your silence speaks volumes beyond any farewell could convey. This is the crux of their inner turmoil, the realization that losing you was not merely a misstep. It marked the beginning of their awakening and your evolution into someone they can no longer connect with as they once did. Beloved, something seismic is taking place at this moment. Your ex can sense your energy slipping away, prompting a panic they struggle to conceal. They review your photographs, past messages, and shared moments, hoping to uncover a hint that you still think of them, yet all they find is silence. This silence feels more destructive than any confrontation could ever be. As you grow increasingly distant, their thoughts become more pervasive. They find themselves reflecting on why they let their ego take precedence, why they risked a rare bond. They realize that your silence is not devoid of emotion, it signifies profound change. Your aura is transforming, your path is evolving, and they see this as a caution they cannot overlook. Though they outwardly project contentment, their internal world crumbles with every glimpse of your flourishing independence. Yet, stay with me, something significant is unfolding. Your ex has begun to recognize that the universe favors you, facilitating your rise in ways they could never have anticipated. Each of your successes feels like a setback for them. With each stride you take, they sink deeper into regret. They witness your quiet strength and newfound brilliance, feeling its impact on themselves. They intuitively understand that you are maturing into someone beyond their reach. This awareness gnaws at them. Their hearts are torn between a desire to connect and the compulsion to remain silent. However, their fear eclipses their pride, a fear that you will respond with the same indifference they once directed at you. This fear is the battleground on which they fight daily. The most unsettling thought for them is recognizing that others are beginning to admire you, acknowledging your worth in ways they failed to. They notice how your light attracts new energies, opportunities, and possibilities. For the first time, they are not only anxious about losing you, they dread the thought of others cherishing you in the ways they took for granted. This internal turmoil is intensifying, as they instinctively feel that destiny is aligning in your favor. You are rising in a manner that makes them realize that the gravest error was not in their actions but in believing you would always be within reach. My dear, your ex stands at the edge of their emotional abyss, all while pretending to maintain control as their internal world collapses. They experience your silence more profoundly than any words could convey. They perceive your resurgence like an impending storm, inciting a confrontation with truths they have long avoided. They obsessively navigate your social media, seeking to decipher the source of your brilliance, your healing, your ascension, achieved independently of them. With each sign of your progress, they are reminded of the invaluable things they have let go. You are entering an alignment that excludes their chaos. Your life is opening new doors, ones that embrace maturity, respect, clarity, and genuine connection. They feel another presence approaching you, someone who appreciates your depth, who recognizes your worth, who values what they so casually disregarded. This realization sends your ex's silent war into disarray, for deep inside, they know they have cast away a heart that fate endeavored to gift them. They recognize that the love they once took for granted is becoming a rare treasure someone else might soon hold, a sobering acknowledgement that their chance with you may never return. Your ex awakes to this truth each day, carrying it with them, and the weight is suffocating. Dear child, your ex is now navigating the darkest depths of their silent conflict. The truth does not merely whisper, it roars within them. They sought to persuade themselves that they were fine, that moving forward would be effortless, that losing you would hold no significance. Yet destiny has a way of unmasking every illusion. Each time they perceive your light growing, each moment they feel your energy pulling away, every instance they notice your silence strengthening, something inside them shatters a little further. They grapple with questions they were previously too timid to confront. Why did I let them go? Why didn't I fight for what we had? Why didn't I value their worth when I had the opportunity? These queries now plague their sleepless nights. Their confidence has morphed into confusion. Their pride has transformed into regret, and their heart, once cold and distant, is now ablaze with a guilt they can no longer conceal. But the aspect that instills the greatest fear in them is this: they can feel you shifting into a destiny beyond their reach. Your spirit is evolving. Your energy is elevating. Your heart is no longer anchored in past pain. You are walking into a timeline where your peace is paramount. Your ex senses that this transformation cannot be undone. They observe how your silence no longer resonates with sorrow, rather, it conveys strength. They perceive that you do not chase, do not question, and do not look back. This unshakable serenity within you frightens them more than rage ever could. For anger signifies you still care, while silence indicates your healing. And this healing is their most severe punishment. They misunderstood distance as a means of control, yet it has become the arena where you have discovered your true self, a self they never were. Now, destiny is poised to deliver the ultimate blow. They can sense a new, vibrant energy entering your life, one marked by purity, clarity, and sincerity. Someone is there, observing you, valuing your growth, acknowledging your presence, grasping your essence in ways your ex never learned to appreciate. This potentiality devastates your ex, as they understand you are no longer in the same emotional realm. They perceive your evolution. Recognizing that the universe is placing you on a path toward emotional safety, clarity, respect, and genuine love. They are aware that the moment you fully embrace this new chapter, there will be no passage for them to cross. This realization is the final flame fueling their silent war. And with each second you rise, their regret intensifies.